Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live officially on my YouTube channel. My name is E-Rock. You can call me Eric. Today we are doing my second live show Bible number 2. Today on the docket, we are doing Eve Powers. Now, the thing you need to know about Eve is that Eve is probably one of, if not the most important character in the series. She is pivotal to the diplomacy. She's political, she's smart, she has everything you want in a character and then some. Okay? So, we're going to dive into the character questionnaire on Eve. Now, I didn't bring the sticky notes because my sister said the sticky notes nobody can actually read. So you should all follow me on Instagram at Corruption Campaign. Do it now. You should also add me on Snapchat, ERockF4567. You should also follow me on Twitter at EAF502. And also, while you're at it, like my Facebook page, Eric Forsland, for all new content and stuff. So, God, it's really windy out. It's windy here in Vancouver. So we're going to dive in. The name of the character we are doing is Eve Powers. She is a female, 5 feet tall at age 21. Her clothing style is jeans, and she's fit but not overly muscular. So that's basically any generic person. So we're going right on to, sorry, one sec, guys. We're moving right along to her place of birth is Houston, Texas. Her parents are the same thing with Evan, middle class, overprotective. Yeah, great quality. So let's move on to, let's dive in. Her life before the story began is she is the 4th highest IQ in the world. She is smart. She is pretty much a genius. And what you'll learn as we go along is that her and Evan kind of have the relationship like, you're a genius, great, I'm your brother, you still have to respect me because I'm just as smart as you. So growing up for her was good. Everything what she had to overcome was being bullied because she's smarter than every other girl, and girls don't like it when you're smarter than them. And so, yeah, so her outer goal is to be the top smartest person in the world. She wants to not just be in the top 4, she wants to be number 1. She's 4th. And her inner goal is to get married, like anybody wants to. Her goal outside the realm of the story is to teach math to high school kids. She wants to be a math teacher. So she's going to try her damnedest to be a teacher. No matter how hard she goes, she wants to be a teacher. Her hopes and desires is to be the smartest person alive. Her fears or phobias are spiders. So I kind of based off a little bit of my sister because my sister's scared of spiders. She's an extrovert. She's more thinking than feeling. She's selfless, not selfish. Her favorite food is rice and water. Her most hated thing is steak. She hates steak. She hates meat in general. She's a vegetarian. She graduated at 15, so one of the youngest ever. Her most hated activities is watching TV and movies. She hates TV and she hates movies. Her most enjoyed activities is reading. She likes reading. Her wildest fantasy is to travel the world, and she actually, for part of it, she does some of it. She does some movies does some traveling and does stuff. Okay, she has a good sense of humor. Pretty much anything will make her laugh. And her hero is her brother, Evan. Evan obviously is the hero to her because she loves him. And she looks up to him because he graduated at 16. She has a superstition of ghosts. Her closest friends are her brother, Evan, Heather Morris, which is Evan's fiance, and Dale Acker, who is their childhood best friend. Her occupation is a student. She doesn't belong to clubs. Her favorite music is Carrie Underwood and Taylor Swift, and her hobbies include reading. So now we move on to the food for thought. Food for thought. Inheriting. What would happen how would your character react? She inherited $1 million. She'd be happy. Death of a loved one. We see in the first episode, she's ridiculously sad about it, which I can't blame her. In a natural disaster, she would run for cover. Meeting an old friend or enemy, she would just avoid them in general. If she got unexpected kindness, she would try and return the favor. And if she had an illness like AIDS or cancer, she's smart enough that she would work her ass off while she lives to find a cure. And if she couldn't find a cure, she'd try her damnedest to get close to finding a cure, then die, and then she would find a cure. Would your character accept $1 million to leave the country? No, she would not. She is not that kind of person that she would want to leave the country for any amount of money whatsoever. What would constitute a perfect evening? In bed with a good book. If she could develop one ability, it would be the ability to read minds. She's always wondering what people are thinking and what they're saying behind her back. So she'd want to know what they're reading. They're saying. This character prefers to be around men and women. Her closest friends are men and women, both. Her most treasured memory is a Rangers versus Calgary Flames game with Evan in New York City, which in this season 1 we will be diving into a lot. What is one material your character would save during a fire? Her first edition print of Alice in Wonderland. That's her favorite book. She likes that book. Is it easy for your character to ask for help? Nope. Will they ask for help eventually? Eventually Eve will be like, I can't do it. Can somebody help me? It's Eve in a nutshell. The way she would want to die is in her sleep. She kind of likes dying in her sleep because she says it makes her feel happy, go lucky. How forgiving is your character? She will forgive eventually. And she tells the stories straight up. She does not exaggerate or embellish them in any way. She's had 0 sexual partners in her life. She would like more, because when you have 0, you want more. There's only so much. Can't have less than 0. How easily embarrassed is your character? Not very. What is in your refrigerator right now? Everything. They're talking all the foods, vegetables, everything she would need, and empty. Everything else is empty in her place. She wears street shoes. Her socks don't have holes in them. For her intense spring cleaning, she could get rid of anything and everything that she owns in intense spring cleaning that she doesn't need. And it's Saturday at noon. What is your character doing? She's reading a book in bed. She likes books. She's probably reading Alice in Wonderland. So that is Eve in a nutshell. in the character description. Now, the way I've written Eve is Eve starts out in the series kind of neglecting the role of having to go to New York and uncover mystery. She doesn't want anything to do with it. But what she turns in retrospect does is she ends up taking on the role. But then not only does she take on the role, she immediately assumes a leadership position. Early on, it's a toss-up between her and Heather, who's really the leader of the group. And it really gets established that it is Eve. Eve is the most important character because Eve is the smartest character in the series, bar none, other than Evan. But Evan even isn't as smart as her. She's the most polite. I don't know how that's relevant, but she's also has the most to lose from being the leader because she's the most intelligent one. She knows the risks and rewards of doing everything that she's doing, and yet she's still doing it. She's still stepping out of her comfort zone and going to war and going to bat for Evan and people. So she has the leadership role. She has the position. She really loves her life, and she wants nothing more than to have her life be successful. And eventually she wants to have the happiest life she's ever had. And she wants nothing more than to reunite her family if her family is still alive. She isn't clear if her family is alive or not, but she would like the chance at giving them the life back. So thank you all for watching. That was the live show Bible part 2. I will be back sometime later this week for Dale, because Dale is the next person I'm going to be doing on this, because I believe Dale is the most important, is the most pivotal character of my show. We will be moving on later this week. It will happen this week. There should be another teaser trailer, maybe a proof of concept posted later on in the week as well, possibly. We'll see how I get with busyness and stuff. So hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, like my Facebook page, Eric Forsland. Follow me on Twitter at EAF502. Follow me on Instagram at Corruption Campaign. And add me on Snapchat, erockf4567. And if you like corruption and you want to get involved, we are looking for concept art and a logo. I'm really looking into getting a logo for corruption so I can throw it into my trailers. So if you have a logo in mind, help me out. Thanks. That was the live show Bible.